Here's your host, Brian Panarisi.
Thank you, and welcome to the show. My name is Brian Panarisi. I am the owner and trainer for the Body Elite Personal Fitness Training Company, and this is show number 2. I want to thank everybody for listening and watching and viewing the first show. We got 781 views on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook. Go to The Body Elite, and you can see my page, and you can see any show because they're all archived. So it's a beautiful day. We have changing weather coming up, and people are going to start to come indoors. I mean, that's what New Englanders do. It's time to come indoors. How are we going to stay active? So again, my thoughts on a fitness show was that I want to have some positive self-improvement for my listeners, my Body Elite Nation. Self-improvement in many, many different ways. And this is all covered in health and fitness. Improvement in mental and emotional states, your physical appearance, and also functioning. And my desire here as your host is to take the 42 years of experience that I've had since 1976 working in this field and try to, expand your knowledge in health and in fitness. Even if it's one little aspect, that's what I'm trying to do. If every show that you listen to, you get one tiny little piece of information that you can put towards your life, that's an improvement. And that's what I'm working for. I do appreciate, I did get some emails from people that I know. My email address is mybodyelite@gmail.com. Please feel free to send me an email with any type of questions or topics you'd like us to discuss. For today, again, I want to talk about health and fitness and what does that mean? I want you to think about yourself. I want you to turn your eyes inward and what type of changes do you really want to make to yourself? Are you totally happy with the way you are right now, physically, emotionally, and mentally? I mean, if you are, that's wonderful. I think everybody needs some type of self-improvement. It could be just ridding yourself of some kind of pain that you've had, whether it be emotional, mental, or physical. Maybe you want to lose a few pounds, which most people, I think, especially in this country right now, most people want to do it. So that's what basically this show is about. It's going to be a one-on-one skull session between me and you. And I want you to be honest with yourself when you come up with some of the changes that you want to make. Do you seriously want to make them yourself for you, or are you making them for somebody else? I remember in the 80s when I owned my own health club, I would have, especially guys would come in and we'd sit them down and ask them what type of results they'd like. And for men, it's always, I want to be huge. And we would ask them, why do you want to put on so much size? Well, I want to impress the girls. That's really not a reason to get big. If you're getting big just to impress somebody else, I guarantee you won't stick with it. You have to have the desire and the want deep down inside to make that change yourself, not for somebody else. So I really want you to be honest with yourself and think about your physical state, your mental state, and your emotional state. And I want you to work towards being happier in your life. And I want you to do it. And again, the motto, keep it real, comes to mind because of the fact that, if you're older, if you're infirmed and your desire is to run a marathon, well, God bless you. But let's keep it real and let's talk about maybe taking a walk down Main Street first. So no matter what type of improvement you might have for yourself, it's significant. It's significant and it means a lot to you. So don't worry about what anybody else thinks. And to do this, the first thing I'd like to do is sort of define. We're gonna have some definitions going here as far as fitness and health. But everybody listening, I looked at the demographics after the show, and the demographics are all over the place. We have millennials. The majority of the people listening last week were middle-aged women. And I'm sure they have a lot of questions, a lot of concerns about menopause and whatnot. How's that going to affect their physical well-being, their mental state? So everybody's at a different stage in life, and it's not a level playing field. So when we're talking about health and fitness, it's your health and fitness. Don't compare yourself to your next door neighbor or anybody else. This is about you and what you want to improve. And there should be a commonality here. Whether you're looking to get pain-free, you're looking to get stronger, you want more endurance, you want more flexibility, regardless of where you are in the spectrum, you can improve yourself. And again, that's what I want you to believe, the fact that, yes, you can work towards doing whatever you want to do. I have had clients, especially my last gym that I was at, Somerset Swim and Fitness, and a lot of the clients, it is a 55 and older club, and a lot of the clients were infirmed in some way, shape, or form. They have a great indoor swimming pool, and it's excellent for people who have problems, because once you're buoyant in the water, your body obviously weighs less. You can do some exercises that you normally couldn't do if you were on land. And little things like climbing the stairs. I mean, I have a client who just wanted to be able to come down a flight of stairs on her own. To anybody else, they would think, well, I'm healthy, I can do that. But to this woman, this was super important. This is something she worked at. She came to see me 2 and 3 times a week just to build up the strength in her hips and legs. So the idea here is, you are going to think, I want you to really think about yourself and think about what you want to improve. And I want you to keep it real. One story I have that I love telling people that is one client that absolutely blew me away. This was going back quite a few years ago in Nautilus Plus in Billerica. And there was a woman there. She came in every single morning and she walked and ran on the treadmill. She was about 5'1". She had 7 kids, and they'd all come in and she'd bring them right into the nursery. They'd all be holding hands. They were all like Irish twins, just one after the other, little ducklings in a row. And she was about, like I said, she was about 5'1", maybe 5'2", and looked like a woman who had 7 kids. She was really trying. She was there every day. I would say everybody understands the apple and pear shape. She was definitely a pear shape. And finally, she came up to me one day and says, I want to hire you as a trainer, which I was really excited for, because she had the hardest part down. She already had herself getting to the gym every day, which was great. When I did her evaluation, I asked her, give me some ideas of what you'd like to do so we can set up some goals, some realistic goals and whatnot. She told me she wanted to be a fitness competitor. This is when the fitness models and bodybuilding were just starting to get to develop. At that point in time, there were no fitness model competitions. There was just bodybuilding. And so, I basically told her, I said, I really don't think this is going to be possible. And I am so happy that, because I wanted to keep it real for her. I don't like people getting discouraged and setting the bar too high. This is somebody who hasn't lifted weights before, who had 7 kids, who really just needed to lose some weight and tone up. But she made me a liar. 18 months later, she competed and placed 3rd, and she was unbelievable. I've never had a client train so hard. I trained her 4 to 5 days a week. She was ripped on stage. She had her 6-pack. Her back was extremely well developed. But my point to everybody going out there is, don't have lofty expectations. She was one success story out of, I could tell you how many people that had expectations like that don't make it. My job as a trainer, and anybody out there who has a trainer, is to set the bar where you can reach it. And the idea is, once you reach it, that's not the finish line. You're going to continue on a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And again, I just use myself as an example. I'm 62 years old, but the idea is, maybe I'll never get on stage and be a bodybuilder, but the idea is I want to be better tomorrow than I am today. So my goal is to strive to do that. So let's get into what everybody talks about, this health and fitness. This is the Body Elite Fitness Show, and my name is Brian Panarisi. You're listening to WSNM, and the definition here of health and fitness is done by, this is a very loose definition by the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization, if you look them up, it's a worldwide council. They come up with a lot of different parameters for health and fitness, and their definition is pretty straightforward. As far as health goes, when people say, I want to be healthy, what does that mean? Basically, being healthy is having a state of mental, physical, and emotional well-being, not just absence of illness and disease. So just because I don't have an illness or I don't have a disease does not necessarily mean that I'm healthy. The three things that you want to work on is your mental health, which is your cognitive ability to solve problems, think properly, and live without anxiety and depression. And then the physical, your physical well-being would be being able to live free of pain. And for some people, that's a different degree. I have clients that have fused discs, fused vertebrae because the discs were removed in their back and neck. They're always going to have some pain, but there are ways to make that pain level less. So the idea is no matter where you are, you can get better. You can have the ability to function without assistance. And then the whole emotional well-being, as far as I'm concerned, I think that is probably the most important thing, because that includes a positive outlook, positive energy. The guys in the gym always hear me talking about being positive. Try to put a positive spin on everything, because that's huge. Negative energy breaks you down, wears you down. I'm sure you all know Debbie Downers, people that always, no matter what happens, oh, I just won the lottery, yeah, $999 million, and yeah, now I'm in a higher tax bracket. Do you believe it? I don't think most of you would feel that way. But the idea is you don't want to be a Debbie Downer, and you always want to try to think positive and help your emotional well-being. So that takes care of health. So the next definition would be fitness. So what is fitness? People always say, I want to be fit. What does that basically mean? And as far as fitness goes, it's the capacity for you to be able to perform your daily tasks and job responsibilities well. In other words, get through a full day of work. After work, can you participate in some type of recreational activity that you enjoy? Maybe you go to co-ed volleyball, or maybe you have a candlepin bowling league, or darts, anything that's recreational, that's going to be positive, some type of positive spin on your life. And then finish off the day with the ability to aid in a medical emergency. Now, I'm sure you know people, and I know people, that just getting through a day's work and then doing something active after work would put most people in the hospital. So the idea is to be physically fit. It means basically you're going to have to perform all day long and get through your day without being fatigued. So the idea is, can you work all day? And I have clients, that men and women that have incredibly physical jobs. They still come to the gym and I still train them. Their body is used to that. They can't count on that workload as their workout. So then they come to me and we tax their body a little bit more. Now they get to do, that's their recreational activity. Now, if God forbid something happened, they get in an accident on the way home, or a friend of theirs has a heart attack, or something happens in their home, they need to be able to perform well and help out in that emergency. That's the basic definition, according to the World Health Organization, of being fit. So if you combine health and fitness together, we're talking about a quality of life. And what we're going to try to do in the show is try to improve your specific quality of life, not your neighbors. It's what you have now. Let's take it one step further. Okay, we're going to take you up a notch. We're going to make you feel better, and hopefully the little, one day at a time, little bits of information are going to end up helping you. Many people are satisfied with being less than optimal in their life. I hate to see people accept that. Well, I have a bad back, so I have to accept that I have a bad back. My way of thinking is, no, you don't. We can definitely change that. So the idea is, let's have a positive outlook. Whatever your little problems are, we're going to start to work on them, and we're going to get them a little bit at a time. And we'll have you feeling better and better as days go by. Okay, so you're listening to Keep It Real. This is the Body Elite Radio Hour. I'm Brian Panarisi, and you can visit me on Facebook at The Body Elite. And we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
your heart. High blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Just treat me better. After all, we're in this together.
For help getting your high blood pressure to a healthy range, text pressure to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Title Boxing Club is the best and only authentic full-body boxing workout that changes your body, clears your mind, and completely engages your spirit. Our signature workout utilizes the fundamentals of a true boxer's workout, including proper heavy bag training to strengthen and tone your arms, legs, back, core, stamina, and your confidence. Empowering, exhilarating, and totally addictive. This is your new favorite workout class. Visit them online at TitleBoxingClub.com or call 603-206-5608. That's 206-5608 and begin today.
Hi, this is Karen
and Lynn
on WSMN 1590, Nashville Source for News and Talk.
Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 at Chit Chatting. We believe you can make a difference. Join us.
Psst. Yeah, it's me, your heart. Listen to me. We've got to talk. High blood pressure is serious, and yours? Whoa. What happened to us? We used to be so much more active. But lately, you've been ignoring me. I know you think I'm just going to keep ticking away forever, but you're wrong. You can do so much more to control your high blood pressure. Doing the minimum isn't doing enough. I'm under a lot of pressure and can quit whenever I want. Bet you didn't know that. But I like my job. Just treat me better. Check on me. Give me something green to nibble on every once in a while. And maybe we can do some exercise on occasion. Let's get to it. After all, we're in this together.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text pressure to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke
As school
Association.
resumes and school buses fill our roads, the medics at American Medical Response want to remind both parents and children about bus safety. Never assume that drivers of other vehicles are in fact stopping for the school bus. Walk on sidewalks to the bus stop. Never run. Children must stay out of the danger zone around the bus, which is 10 feet wide or 5 giant steps on all sides of the bus. At that distance from the bus driver can see you. Check out more safety tips at amr.net/safety. AMR medics are here for you every hour of every day.
Okay, we're back. I am Brian Panarisi, and this is Keep It Real, the Body Elite Radio Hour. And you can join us on WSMN 1590. You can stream it live. Or if you want to watch, you can go to my Facebook page, The Body Elite. And all the shows are archived, so you get to see what's going on. So today, again, it's a little frustrating. I just had a visit by by George Russell, who is the owner of the station, gave me the opportunity to do this. But it's funny because we're still talking about how can we do a fitness show. You know, I could be doing jumping jacks and whatnot and demonstrating, but unless you're on Facebook, you can't see it. I'm hoping a lot of you are getting ready to enjoy the weekend. There's my theme song, and you're in your cars and you're listening to the show and you're thinking, okay, how can I get anything out of this fitness show if I'm just going to listen? So getting back to what we were talking about, quality of life. Quality of life, improving your health and fitness. That's what this whole show is about. And that's really what I want you all to think about. And think about making small improvements. Little tiny improvements will help. Back in the 80s, I wish I could find this article. Somebody on the Boston Globe did a fantastic article. Must have spent a lot of time with this. And what they did was they posted a list of little changes in your life, how you could make little changes. And by making these little changes, the outcome in a course of a year would be astronomical. For example, and this I'm just trying to remember quickly. Those of you who drink coffee with sugar, if you removed 1 teaspoon of sugar from your coffee every day in the course of a year, you'd be 6 pounds lighter. If you had tuna fish with anything other than mayonnaise, you would lose 12 pounds in the course of a year. These are little changes. This is what I'm talking about. Little building blocks of changes and how those can improve your life. some of the things that people think of right away, oh, well, I have to get to the gym. I have to, that's great. But again, there's studies have been done. I've mentioned it before. There was a German study done years ago, a fantastic study that they took two groups of people. One group of people got a half-hour workout 5 days a week. The second group got 3 10-minute intervals of training. 10 minutes of exercise in the morning, 10 minutes of exercise in the afternoon, 10 minutes of exercise at night. Their results, overall results, was almost identical. So you can't tell me you don't have 10 minutes to do something to improve your health and fitness level. So the idea again is let's work on satisfying what it is that you want specifically. So what are the actual changes when we're talking about health and fitness? What are some of the changes that we're actually looking for? Some of the changes, obviously, to people are obvious. The biggest one that I like to really harp on, no matter what your age is, whether you're a millennial or whether you're pre-senior citizen like myself, is cardiorespiratory fitness. This is your heart and lungs, and how your heart and lungs basically are your carburetor. Those of you who aren't mechanically inclined, carburetors basically take a fuel, add oxygen to it, your body burns it up. Well, your heart is pumping your oxygenated blood through your body. Obviously, we all know about heart disease, clogged arteries, and we have lung disease in this country. I suffer from asthma. Everybody who knows me knows how many times I am constantly clearing my throat. And yes, it is a problem when I do some type of activity, but I don't let it stop me. I just work around it. But the idea is you want to increase your aerobic capacity. And to increase your aerobic capacity, all you need to do is something as simple as walking. If you can't walk, then you get to a swimming pool and you do it in a pool. If you can walk, then you walk fast, you power walk, then you jog. And if you jog now, then you run. If you run now, then you train for races. The idea is step it up just a little bit. If you're a runner, cycle. Do something that your body isn't used to, and you'll make your body work harder. One of the first things I always ask my clients is, what are your favorite exercises? They give me a list of their favorite exercises. They're all happy and excited, thinking, oh, this is going to be great. He's going to give me these exercises. And guess what? Those are the exercises that I'm not going to give you. You like those exercises probably because you find them easy. When an exercise is difficult, your body has to work harder. Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable, but your body will respond. Exercise is a stress. It's a positive stress to the body. The body will then overcome and build itself up. So we're looking to build up your aerobic capacity. Aerobic means with oxygen. So LSD, remember I said LSD is good for you? LSD stands for long, slow distance. That's what we're looking to do. According to the CDC and the World Health Organization, 150 minutes a week. So you can divide that any way you want. If you want to just work out 3 days a week, then you're talking about 50 minutes of aerobic work. Now, to make something aerobic, we'll go back to Kenneth Cooper. Dr. Kenneth Cooper came up with the whole aerobics. He was the pioneer for aerobics. When he first started, it was he had noted that it takes 20 minutes for the body to get into an aerobic state. It has been shortened to 12 minutes. After that time, your body should be pretty much saturated with oxygen, and then you're then in an aerobic state. One thing to do also too is that I mentioned to a lot of people is to use your target heart rate. Target heart rate is just a way of taking your own pulse and having that as your monitor to find out, what exactly am I doing? Am I building up my heart and lungs? Am I burning body fat? Am I burning sugar? Target heart rate, there is a specific formula that we use. I'll get into that in another show. But basically, that's what you're looking to do. You want to get these heart and lungs to work for over a long period of time slowly. Conversely, anaerobic. Anaerobic means now without oxygen. We do need to have anaerobic fitness. You want your muscles to be able to do and do a short burst of exercise. And by exercise, I'm talking about walking up a flight of stairs. How many people have run up a flight of stairs, you get to the top and you're hanging on for dear life and the room is spinning? That's anaerobic capacity. Can your muscles work without oxygen. Try putting your hand over the carburetor sometime and watch what happens to your engine. It immediately will stall and shut off. Fortunately, we have enough saturation in our bloodstream that we can run up a flight of stairs or do something without oxygen and still be able to function. What ends up happening when you work out anaerobically is that your body builds up its exhaust. In the car, you have exhaust. In our body, we have exhaust. It's called lactic acid buildup. And that's the burn that everybody talks about. They feel themselves burning. That's the lactic acid that's building up between the synapse of the nerve and the muscle tissue. But for anaerobic capacity training, again, do you do it? Do you do anaerobic activity? Of course you do. Have you never run up a flight of stairs before? Have you never run out to your car for a second? Have you never run out to your mailbox? All these little short bursts of energy, it requires training. So anaerobically, you should be doing anaerobic exercises 75 minutes a week. It's about half the time for aerobic. Remember, aerobic, LSD, long, slow distance. Anaerobic is your sprint. It's the speed, it's the power, it's the building up of lactic acid. That's what we need to do. So the idea is shorter amounts of exercise, very high intensity, where you're training your body to deal with this lactic acid buildup. Okay, that's anaerobic training, and I highly recommend that we all do it to some degree. For those of you who are listening, and we're going to have to come up with, we have to speak to Bob Bartis, who is the other owner and is also an attorney. Suggestions that I give to people on this program, I really want you to think about them and just don't run out and do anything, obviously without contacting your physician first if you have any kind of illness, heart-related or anything. Medications also, there are beta blockers, which a lot of people take beta blockers, and it's a very common medicine for people to be taking. And a beta blocker acts as a governor. And what it does is it regulates your heart rate, and it keeps your heart rate from spiking. Those of you who have some type of heart disease, heart problems, whether it be a blockage or whatever, you'll take these beta blockers, and if you did something like jump up out of a chair, the beta blocker then will kick in to monitor your heart rate so you don't get a spike. If you did and you have a heart problem, obviously that could be fatal. So the medication is important. But with that said, those people who are on that type of medication that has any kind of regulatory properties like that for the heart, you cannot regulate yourself by target heart rate. I see many people with these Apple Watches and iWatches and all these other little gizmos and gadgets. And, I honestly don't know if they realize that if they're on a beta blocker medication, that they actually can be doing themselves a lot of harm. If you're pushing and pushing and pushing, you get that heart rate up and you just can't do it. You could have an episode and it could be fatal. So please be careful. And again, take everything I say, on this program before you try it. Make sure you contact your physician and just double check with the physician or a pharmacist. Okay. So the other thing that has come out is that 10 minutes of exercise, like I said, 10 to 12 minutes of exercise will stimulate either anaerobic or aerobic capacity. So that's all you really need to do. So, when you're watching TV and there's a commercial, walk up and down the stairs. My kids, Nickelodeon, who hasn't watched Nickelodeon? If you have kids, commercial would come on. We'd all jump on the floor if we weren't on there already. And we'd start doing crunchers and push-ups and just joking around and wrestling around. But that's what we do. It's get your heart stimulated, get you going. And then the program comes back on, bang, you're watching TV again. So the idea is keep the body in motion. I am your host, by the way, Brian Panarisi. You're listening to Keep It Real, the Body Elite Fitness Hour. And I hope you're enjoying what we're going over today. But basically, what we're reviewing today is taking a look at yourself and what is it that you're looking to improve. And keeping the body in motion is really important. Again, whether you're infirmed, you can make smaller steps, take smaller steps. If you're a great athlete, there are plenty of people out there that are listening that are like, what is this guy talking about? I work out hard. Now, if you work out hard, The idea is then you can work out harder. I'm sure the guys at East Coast Muscle right now, if you guys are listening, Eric and Steve and Tina, you're probably all nodding your head. Yeah, everybody can work out a little harder. But going back to the old saying, keep the body moving. Do things like take the stairs and skip the elevator, skip the escalator, go for a walk. Yeah, go to the mall. But, before you go shopping, do a couple of laps around the mall. And that way there, you can get some exercise. Do things like if you're going to the mall or going food shopping, take the furthest parking space away from the entrance. Walk into the supermarket. Now, again, those of you who are infirmed, if you have a walker or, use your walker, use a cane, use crutches, use braces, use anything that's going to get you there. People sometimes, and I find this unfortunate, define themselves by an illness or an injury. I find that extremely sad. You don't want your injury to define you. You're not the bad back person. No, you're a human being, and yeah, by the way, I do have a bad back. Right now, who doesn't? But the idea is you can work around that. There's always ways of working around these things. What you're trying to do now is we're trying to get your body to move, get your heart and lungs working a little bit harder. You want to deliver more oxygen to the entire body, and that'll keep you in a healthier state. Now, the next thing after you think about your cardiovascular endurance, which is your heart and lungs, the next thing you want to work on is your muscular endurance and muscular strength. Now, these are two totally different things. Muscular endurance, an example of building up muscular endurance would be things like jumping jacks for time. If I could do jumping jacks and I'm going to do it nonstop, maybe I can get them for 2 minutes. Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to try for 3 minutes tomorrow. And then the next day I'm going to try for 4 minutes. Endurance just means the longevity. How long can that muscle work before it fatigues? We all need that. Right now, look outside. How many of you are going to be raking leaves this weekend? You're all going to be raking leaves. That takes a ton of endurance. Forearms, hands. Your hands are the commonality. I love when my clients, especially new clients, will complain after the second week that their hands really are sore. They're surprised. Well, if you think of most exercises that you do, your hands are involved. Even if it's a leg exercise, your hands are involved. So you have to build up the endurance in your hands. And, by doing things like raking, you're working your shoulders, you're working your back, you're working your lower back. And that's endurance, to be able to go out there and rake for 2 or 3 hours and not get tired. That's muscular endurance. Strength, on the other hand, strength is, how much resistance your body, your muscles can overcome. And strength is something, again, it's a relative term. And we all have, I want to be stronger. For some people, it's being able to take a 5-pound can of coffee and putting it up on the 3rd shelf. For other people, I want to be able to flip an 18-wheel tire. 20 times. Flipping the tire, that's your strength. 20 times, that's your endurance. So hopefully you kind of put this together and kind of get where I'm coming from. But again, the idea is you want to do something to improve wherever you are. I have friends and clients that have sit-down jobs. Well, then what do I tell them to do? Every 5 to 7 minutes, stand up and sit down. Stand up and sit down. What is that? That's a functional exercise. That's squats. Best thing in the world for your heart and lungs and your thighs. But the idea is when they say, I sit all day long. Well, there's a way around that, people. Just get up, stand, let your legs do some work. So as far as exercise for strength, you want to use some type of resistance. And it can be any kind of resistance at all. It can be your own body weight, which a lot of people do. There's TRX equipment, just calisthenics alone, getting on the floor and doing hip lifts and push-ups, pull-ups, all that kind of calisthenic stuff that we've done for years. Resistance bands. And there's many different types. There's the flat, hard, rubber band type looking ones. They're the latex, thin, soft ones. We have surgical tubing that you can apply your stirrup handle to. Those are very basic. And then you have your free weights, which are your dumbbells and your barbells. And then, of course, there's machines. One thing that people don't really think about as resistance exercise, though, obviously, too, is pool work. Getting in a pool, try running in a pool sometime. If you want to find, have a great workout, that's a fantastic leg workout, running against resistance and the resistance of the water. All these methods will build you up your strength of some kind. So the idea, again, is get some kind of strength and endurance in your body and your muscle tissue so that you can get all day long, you can work, and then you can build up some strength. That's what we're looking for. Well, I guess I hear the music, so it's we're taking another break already. This is Brian Panarisi. You're listening to Keep It Real, the Body Elite Radio Hour, and we will be right back after this break.
The New Hampshire Dental Society wants to help parents keep their kids' teeth healthy this Halloween. Instead of handing out candy, consider pencils, stickers, or temporary tattoos. Avoid sticky sweets such as gummies, taffy, and caramels as they stay on the surface of the teeth longer. Limit consumption to 1 or 2 pieces of candy at a time and have your children brush their teeth after each batch of sweets. Some dentists offer a buyback program that rewards children for donating their excess Halloween candy. Check to see if your local dentist provides this option.
Hi, this is Tony Joyce from Joyce Cooling and Heating. Now that winter is here, hopefully your heating system is working. Did you know that a 30-year-old heating system can waste up to 50% of its energy? Don't you think it's time to upgrade your system to a new high-efficiency Lennox, Mitsubishi, or Rinnai? Starting in January, you may qualify for these energy rebates of up to $1,500. These rebates are available for a limited time, so don't wait. Call Joyce Cooling and Heating at 882-4244 or on the web at joycecool.com.
Hi, I'm Sarah, the owner of Massage Bliss of Nashua. Whether you're just looking to de-stress from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, or you're looking for a couple's massage to enjoy with that special someone, Massage Bliss is your premier relaxation destination. Call today at 603-321-2480 to make your appointment. That's 603-321-2480, and remember to mention this ad to get 10% off.
Join me, Bob Bardis, every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. for Books and Crooks, where I bring together local law enforcement and local librarians for a community information hour. We educate the public with one book and one cop at a time. We talk about what's trending and what's happening in Hollis, Hudson, Merrimack, and Nashua. Join me, Bob Bardis, every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. for Books and Crooks here on WSMN 1590.
Did you know there are medical grants available for families struggling with child health-related expenses? The United Healthcare Children's Foundation is accepting applications for the 2011 grant program now. The grants help families who need financial assistance to pay for their child's healthcare treatment, services, or equipment not covered or not fully covered by their commercial health insurance plans. Parents and legal guardians may apply for grants of up to $5,000 for child medical services. Go to www.uhccf.org. A public service message from the United Healthcare Children's Foundation.
Once upon a time, there was a nice house that lived with a family. The house loved the family and took care of them. One day, it started to rain and rain. The house wanted to protect the family, but the water got inside and ruined everybody's everythings. The house was so sad, but the family didn't think it could happen. They told the house that they would take better care of her, always.
Protect what matters. Learn more about your flood risk at floodsmart.gov/care.
Okay, we're back. I am Brian Panarisi, and you are listening to Keep It Real, the Body Elite Fitness Hour. And today, basically, we're talking about health and fitness, what it means to be healthy, what does it mean to be fit, the definitions, and taking a good look at yourself. We all want to be healthier. We all want to be fitter. And basically, how are you going to do that? And that's what this show is about. But I want you all to be realistic with yourself. Keep it real. That's the motto of the show. Look at yourself and say, where do I need help? Do I need help physically, emotionally, mentally? And my answer would be yes. All of the above, because they all round you out and they all will improve your quality of life. And that's really what we're going for. Being a trainer for 42 years, I've come across people that, I just thank God, that I'm lucky that I have my health and the level of fitness that I have at this age and the stage in my life. Some people were just dealt some, bad cards in life. And the ones that I love are the ones that don't let let any of that get in their way. So that's basically what I'm trying to tell people now that are in the gyms. And, you know, I hear it all the time. Other trainers hear it all the time. Oh, I can't. Don't ever tell me that you can't do something. That is the biggest 4-letter word in my language. Say, I'll try. If there's something out there that we feel as trainers is going to improve your life and your quality of life and help you out, we want to turn you on to it. There's no secrets that we're going to keep. I love when people say, there's got to be a secret. There is no secrets. Anatomy and physiology is anatomy and physiology. If you do some reading online, and there's so much you can read about, you can get on the Mayo Clinic website. You can go to Harvard. You can go to Tufts Nutrition Letter. There are so many things out there that you can just read up on the latest and greatest research. There is stuff out there that can improve your life. Don't ever say, I can't help myself, because that's just craziness. So getting back to health and fitness, and basically we're trying to get you as, again, trainers, and with this show, we're trying to get you through your day and function with no pain as easily as possible. And by doing that, you're going to have a better quality of life. So by doing these exercises, by increasing your aerobic capacity like we talked about, by increasing your anaerobic capacity, being able to do short bursts of exercise, by increasing your muscular endurance, being able to go out and rake your entire yard without collapsing, and having some strength where, yeah, I can carry 4 shopping bags in at once. You know, these are all examples of good health and good fitness. What are the benefits of besides the fact that you're going to be able to function, have a better quality of life? There's some of the obvious ones. It's all physiological to our bodies, but there are some of the obvious ones. One is body fat reduction. Okay, so yeah, get the human body to start moving. Fat is fuel. Okay, we want to get rid of it. You want to have the right proportion. One of the things that I do when I start any client is an evaluation. I do bioelectrical impedance testing, which is a body composition test. It gives me the exact ratio in poundage of fat and muscle tissue. So you want to keep those ratios properly set up. If not, think of it this way. Would you ever see a Volkswagen Bug towing an 18-wheeler down the street? That's a person who has a small engine and they're carrying around way too much body fat on them. And that's a person who's unhealthy. So by doing some of the things that we talked about, improving cardiovascular endurance, muscular endurance, strength, the whole bit, you will start to reduce body fat. Your body will use that fuel. And the other thing, again, that's pretty obvious to people, I think it would be obvious, is blood pressure control. Blood pressure it's huge. Everybody in this country, it's a very common problem that we have right now. The Mayo Clinic study actually recently just proved that being active can lower high blood pressure without even any medication at all. One of the doctors in the study actually wrote a book, and it's called Lowering Blood Pressure Through Activity. Big surprise there. But the idea, again, is if you have a problem, I have high blood pressure, that doesn't mean you can't exercise. Okay, so the idea is we're going to keep you moving without drugs if possible. The whole drug thing, we're going to get into that going forward also. My belief is, I don't totally believe in 100% in holistic medicine, although it's an alternative thing that we can use with controlling things like cholesterol and blood pressure. But I've had clients. One of my clients, he was actually one of the presidents of Fidelity Investment, dropped his blood pressure in half. His blood pressure was dangerously high, and just through exercising and straightening out his diet, in a matter of 6 weeks, his blood pressure started to come down to the point where they held off on medication. And in 6 months, he had normal blood pressure. And it was just through proper exercise, proper hydration, and proper eating. It's just something that could be done. He was amazed. Everybody was amazed. I wasn't surprised because, again, this is something that can be done. Don't run right to the drugstore and, okay, well, the doctor said I need this medication. Try doing it another way. One other thing that's huge, that the American Institute for Cancer Research, they actually published recommendations that proved being fit and leading a healthier lifestyle prevents cancer. Again, this is the American Institute for Cancer Research. Cancer, again, with the free radicals, there are supplementations that we can take that will help the body handle these free radicals that we're inundated with today. These are compounds that just destroy our body, and you can take a lot of supplements. We're going to actually get. I have a supplement program coming up real soon, and we'll be going over that. But the research on cancer, and if you again just look up the American Institute for Cancer Research, they have studies that you can just read that just point out all the different things that you can do to prevent any cancer. And then the other thing that again, like I was talking about before with energy, and this is more for mental and emotional, is your mental health. The Journal of Psychiatric and Mental Health released a report talking about endorphins and how endorphins improve emotions, anxiety. And every time you do something that's stressful to the body, and stressful, I mean in a good way, so some form of exercise, your body will release these endorphins, and endorphins make you feel good, and they kill pain. And this is all something, again, this is positive energy that you're going to feel. One thing I talk about to my clients now, past and present, this new gym that I'm at, East Coast Muscle, has a very different a very different atmosphere. It's what I call old school atmosphere, but everybody in there, all they're talking about is how good they feel, how good their pump feels, how they've increased their strength. Everything is positive, positive, positive. You go in there to do a quick workout, you end up staying for 2 hours just because of the fact it's infectious. And I've had my female clients that surprise the heck out of me who actually enjoy it. My older female clients who I didn't think were going to enjoy it at all. They just say it's wonderful. It's a wonderful atmosphere to be in. Again, this is the positive energy I'm talking about. Anything that's positive in your life is going to keep the ball rolling forward. It's going to make you be happier in your life and improve the whole quality of life. So the idea again is keep the body moving, emotions, the brain will follow. The brain actually is I just had a discussion last night with Eric he's one of the trainers, Eric Langlois at East Coast Muscle. And we were just talking about how everything that's done in a gym is 95% mental and 5% physical. You can talk yourself in or out of anything. And getting through a workout is one, getting through pain is another. And this is something that I'm looking for you to do. And I'm hoping that you get out of this show today is that just by doing one little thing every day to work on yourself will improve your overall health. So let's go back and just quickly define health and fitness. And health, basically, we're looking at just because your absence of illness or disease doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. You also need to have a good mental and emotional outlook, and you want to be free of pain. And again, it's all relative. Pain can be relative. Some people live on a scale of 1 to 10. If you've ever gone to a back clinic, they give you a scale to rate your pain. Some people constantly live in a 3 or a 4 pain level, and they can improve that by maybe doing something to make them buoyant. Some people have 0 pain, and they get a hangnail and they think their world is ending. But the idea is it's not. And it's all you want to do is improve from where you are. Take yourself from that point, and we're going to make an improvement. As far as fitness goes, fitness is defined basically as being able to get through a day and not collapse on the couch at 5 o'clock. Everybody looks, especially it's Friday. I'm excited about the weekend coming, and this is a great way that I start my weekend is by signing off on this show. But the idea is the weekend's coming. I want to have a good time, so I worked all day. I trained my clients. I did my workout, so that was my recreational activity. And then hopefully I'm not going to have to assist in any kind of emergency tonight. But if I had to, I can. So again, that's a definition of a person who's fit. And I'm hoping that you are all looking at yourself right now saying, Could I actually do that? Could I get through my day of work? Could I actually do something recreational? And then could I perform in an emergency, and actually assist in a good capacity? So whether you are infirmed or healthy, we are going to take you forward again. We are going to try to improve you through exercise, through nutrition, and through recuperation. My logo, the Body Elite, is a triangle, if you notice it. A lot of people think that's because of Superman, which actually it's not. Those three bars represent the three most important parts of being healthy and fit. And that is exercise, having the proper exercise program. And again, for each individual person, it could be walking to the mailbox and back for those who are older and infirmed, or it could be, running 13 miles. The next thing is your nutrition, balancing out your proteins, your carbohydrates, your fats. Those are your macronutrients. And then taking a look at what type of vitamins and minerals do I have? And then do I need further supplementation with things like branched chain amino acids or protein powders or anything like that? That's the nutrition end of it. And then thirdly, which I'm going to get into in another show, is recuperation. This is the part that people just forget about. You can't go without finally having to say, whoa, I got to stop and sit down and relax. Your body repairs itself during REM sleep. So if you're not getting a good night's sleep, and I don't mean long, I mean deep. There's a big difference between going to bed for 10 hours and then waking up every hour and then sleeping for 5 or 6 hours and getting into a deep REM sleep. Two totally different things. And the idea here is that when you recover, you will get, your body will function, will repair itself. So the exercise that you did, anaerobic, aerobic, muscular endurance, muscular strength, and then your nutrition, balancing out all your proteins, your carbs, your fats, your nutrition, your minerals, your vitamins, and then getting a great night's sleep, you will be a healthier person. So if there's anything that people would like to talk about, please feel free to shoot me an email. My email address again is mybodyelite@gmail.com. I will address any pertinent information that you have as far as whether it be illnesses, anything specific that you want answered on the show, or as far as exercise goes, we will take care of anything like that. But I'm hoping that you will pass on some of this information today. I'm sure you know of some people who could use some help, and you're the one that can help. Give them a little bit of tidbit of information of what you grabbed from today. Try to lift somebody's spirits, the mind, and it will heal the body. Let's keep moving everything forward. Let's make you stronger and have you live a healthier, happier lifestyle. Right? And Joe's looking at me. He's agreeing. Yeah. So again, if I'm looking at, I'm saying hi to some of my people here. They're all joining. This is great. Anybody have any specific questions during the show? You can also, if you look at the Body Elite on Facebook, you can watch it and you can actually ask questions there. And I will be more than happy to answer any of those questions that come up. Some of the things that some of the more common questions that we get, they're pretty much straightforward, and things like body fat reduction that I covered, blood pressure control, cholesterol control. Those are pretty straightforward questions that I hope some of you had answered, that we answered today. But I want to see you all moving around. So no more sitting around. Stand up, sit down. Stand up, sit down. That's it. All right, so that ends another show. We are going to wrap this up. My name is Brian Panarisi. I am with the Body Elite Professional Fitness Training Company. This is Keep It Real, the Body Elite Fitness Hour. And hopefully you will watch this again on Facebook, on the Body Elite page. And we will see you next week. Thank you.